Namaskar, Vanakkam, good morning, everyone. In the initial address, the anchor was saying about Dakshin ki sugandh lekar Uttar tak aayi hai ye. In all our years in the education, we have been reading about Malay Samir. Malay means Chandan, sandalwood, which is found in South Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. And the wind which passes through the sandalwood is Malay Samir. Samir means wind. And now this fragrance of South is here in the form of ICT Academy and this convention. As Dr. V. Srikanth was saying about ICT Academy, it is revolutionizing the capacity building in the field of information and communication technology, digital transformation, AI, and he noted one very important thing that this academy is practically self-reliant, Atmanirbhar. What we are talking about, Atmanirbhar Bharat. This academy is already doing this. And it has not taken a single rupee grant from the government, either from government of Tamil Nadu or from government of India for the last 14 years. So that is a very great achievement. And I am really honored and grateful for the organizers, ICT Academy, for inviting me to this August gathering here on this very transformative and relevant subject of empowering tomorrow, AI, skill, and global competence. So thank you very much. My earlier speaker, Dr. Veerappan, was so elaborate in semiconductor field, semiconductor industry, and what we are doing in AI, artificial intelligence. Actually, our Honorable Prime Minister of India has named it Aspirational India, AI. What India is trying to achieve, what India is trying to become, a global leader in the field of AI. And there have been signs. In fact, the Stanford University AI Index 2024 says that India is first in the AI skill penetration. And it is fourth in AI vibrancy index. That is after USA, China, and UK. And very soon, we are going to become the third. With all the talents, with all the engineering talent, professional talent, and people like Dr. Veerappan here, we are in safe hands of becoming a global leader in the field of AI. In fact, AI is not new to us. We have been experimenting with this for quite some time, and it is doing wonders in various fields here, like say agriculture. There are so many startups in the field of AI, like Cropin, which is revolutionizing the agricultural field all over India, particularly in Dr. Veerappan's state in Karnataka. Cropin is doing wonders. It is assisting farmers in, say, rainfall prediction, crop patterns, seeds, where to put which crop, availability and need of fertilizers. And not only this, in Tamil Nadu also, there is agriculture pest detection system, AI-powered agricultural pest detection system, which is assisting more than 10,000 farmers in their local languages. And it is 80% accurate. Now we are saving so much of resources, money, avoiding and mitigating this pest diseases. In healthcare, India is progressing so fast with the aid of AI. Like again, in Tamil Nadu itself, since most of the people belong to Tamil Nadu, AI-powered cataract detection screening mobile app is there. And it is aiding and assisting scores of lakhs of people for early cataract discovery. And there are social volunteers, college graduates who are doing this, who are assisting the people, and they are the vision volunteers. They are named vision volunteers there. In fact, Dr. Veerappan was talking about Intel. Intel has collaborated with Shankar Nethralaya Foundation for detection of diabetic retinopathy. And it is serving the people and saving millions of eyes in remote areas every year. In fact, in the times of COVID-19 pandemic, ISI, Indian Statistical Institute, Kolkata, developed a very good AI-powered screening system of X-rays so that the lung problem and all these systems can be discovered very early and people's lives, precious lives can be saved. There are so many fields, like you can say after the sudden collapse of Byju's, you all would be familiar about Byju's, the EdTech industry has been reeling under grave crisis. But now AI integration and AI assistance is again propping the edutech industries. here. And have been so many startups like say Seekho, SpaceX, Arivihan, which are doing wonders in the field of edtech and engaging the population not only from metro cities but tier 2, tier 3 cities, rural areas, and in fact now it is edutainment, because not only from videos, those are primary things, but with the interactive chatbots, contextual chatbots, and all these aiding and assistants, they are delivering the personalized curriculum. Not only standardized education, but personalized education is being dealt with. And people in the rural areas, and not only rural areas, they are subscription based, and people from all over the world are now benefiting from Indian AI startups. So all these things are going on about that. And as Dr. Virappan was saying about semiconductor industry, India Semiconductor Mission, which was launched in 2021-22 with the outlay of 76,000 crores. In fact, yesterday, the Honorable Prime Minister was speaking and outlining the vision for the next level of this semiconductor mission, what should be its budget, and what should be its outlay, as well as like how to proceed about next phase of semiconductor design linked incentive, DLI, which is a very important thing. And we are on course for 5 semiconductor projects. The Honorable Minister of Information Technology, Mr. Ashwini Vaishnaw, also spoke yesterday, and he was telling about that one project is nearing completion of CG Power, and other 4 are in line. And with all these things, and with the India AI mission, which has a layout of 10,372 crores for the next 5 years, and which is aimed at lining up 10,000 GPUs. But in fact, we have reached 18,693 GPUs now. And with this penetration and with the add of this semiconductor projects, India is not going to attain only technology sufficiency, but technology sovereignty also. That is AI sovereignty. Because as Prime Minister was outlining, our aim is to become Atmanirbhar. Make for India, make for the world. And in fact, this vocal for the local concept is so high. In fact, one company from Tamil Nadu is doing wonders in this. When Prime Minister talks about AI for all, that is about democratization of AI, democratization of technology. Yeah. And in fact, we have brought down this AI cost to rupees 100 per hour. Globally, it is $2.5 to $3 per hour. But here it is 1/3. And Thiru Sridhar Vembu is there, the owner and chairperson of Zoho Corporation. Zoho is democratizing the technology, ICT, AI in the remotest areas of Tamil Nadu, rural Tamil Nadu, and its headquarters in Chennai, of course, but its base is the Tenkasi district. I think Velupuli Cherry village is there of Thiru Sridhar Vembu's village, where it is headquartered actually. And they are just generating employment, creating jobs, creating critical thinking, and democratizing technology across the rural areas, across the remotest part of the state. So we need this type of vision that can democratize the AI, the technology all over India. And as far as skill is concerned, so as Dr. Virappan was also saying about that, in fact, we are producing 1.5 million engineers every year. But right now, only 3% are suitable for advanced AI jobs. In fact, by 2026, this talent gap is going to increase to 53%. By 2027, we would be needing 2.3 million AI professionals, and there will be availability of only around 1.2 million. So there will be a deficit of 1.1 million, like 11 lakh qualified professionals. That is a very big number. That is a very huge number. So how to bridge this gap? There are so many initiatives from the government also, like AI Future Skill Mission. Then Ministry of Skill Development is also doing many things in the form of Prime Minister Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Then Ministry of Corporate Affairs Prime Minister Internship Scheme, AI Future Skill Mission, aims to penetrate all the universities, higher educational institutions, and popularizing AI in all the courses, in all the curriculum. This is a big ask, no doubt about that. There is a share I would like to share with you. Just two words. Talim means education and ilm means skill. So डिग्रियां तो तालीम के खर्चों की रसीदें हैं, डिग्रियां तो तालीम के खर्चों की रसीदें हैं, इल्म वही है जो किरदार में झलकता है, इल्म वही है जो किरदार में झलकता है. So degrees are only for recognition, but it is ultimately the skill that makes your character, and that is defining moment. So we need to develop skill. We need to make efforts for skill development in all areas, and for this continuous learning, continuous updating is so important. In fact, it is not say new to our culture. Learning is one thing that in our culture goes from womb to tomb. In fact, Abhimanyu learned the art of penetrating Chakravyuh while he was in the womb of his mother Subhadra. So it is not new to us. And Dr. Virappan was telling about this skill gap. The teacher, the shortage of skilled teachers in the educational institutions, and how to make good teachers, how to make brilliant students teach. Actually, in India, this is the gap. But like the many nations, like in USA, industry-academia partnership is so strong that people frequently from academia go to industry, from industry people come to academia. In fact, our Honorable Minister, Dr. Tyagarajan, was also earlier in corporate sector. He was also professor. And in fact, our earlier governor of Reserve Bank of India, Dr. Raghuram Rajan, was earlier professor. Now he is also a professor. Again, he has gone back to his old teaching profession. So this is the way out, that there should be frequenting between industry and academia in industry, and government, academia, industry have to come together. Actually, but in India, what we are facing, there has been some lack of knowledge, lack of awareness, as well as some ego is also involved. Like academics or institutions, they think that they are superior, they have superior wisdom, they have superior knowledge. Industry people think that they are the job creators, they are the actual workers. And I again remember one share for you, that फर्क बहुत है अपनी अपनी तालीम में, फर्क बहुत है अपनी अपनी तालीम में, किसी ने उस्तादों से सीखा है, किसी ने हालातों से. So academic people think that we have learned from ustads, we have learned from experts. Industry people think that we have learned all the things on job, in actual circumstances. So this is the problem. This is the problem of mindset. And if we have to prosper, then we must change the mindset. Because mindset is something that need to be changed as far as India is concerned. For this, capacity building is also required. Capacity building not only for academia, but for industry people also. And in all the field, there are many examples of best practices. In India itself, you will find of technological penetration, AI penetration, and where people are, in fact, industry and academia are working together in this field. Like industry, now government is handing over ITIs, 1,000 ITIs. There are plans to hand over 1,000 ITIs, industrial training institutes, to industry, so that industry curriculum can be run there in a practical manner. It is more aligned to the industry, industrial demands, and future-ready skills. So all these things are happening, but as Dr. Virappan was also saying, we are something short of, say, R&D. In fact, we are spending only 0.6% of our GDP right now as far as research and development is concerned. Whereas many nations like, say, for example, China or Japan are spending 5% of their GDP on R&D. But there have been silver linings also. Like in 2024, there is a report of, say, Intellectual Property Right Organization, WIPO, that the patent filing from the Indians from India have increased by 55.2% as compared to 2023. So this is a big jump. And more than 50% of the patents filed were from resident Indians. When we proudly say that Dr. Hargobind Khurana won the Nobel Prize in 1968, he was an Indian, but actually he was not. He was a USA citizen. But now, when over 50% of patents are filed by resident Indians, then it is a very good thing, great thing. And now the government has come out with ANRF, Anusandhan National Research Foundation, with an outlay of 1 lakh crore rupees. And it is going to aid and assist the industry, STEM fields, technology field, ICT, AI, and they will be helping the industry, the startups, and all this ecosystem, ICT ecosystem, AI ecosystem, STEM ecosystem. Anusandhan National Research Foundation works under the ambit of Department of Science and Technology, and this may be going to be a game changer in the field of research and development is concerned. In fact, we have so much robust DPI here, digital public infrastructure, like Dr. Veerappan was saying about UPI. In fact, in August, the month of August, the volume of UPI has crossed 20 billion for the first time, 20 billion transactions. That was worth rupees 24.85 lakh crores. In fact, now 85% of all the digital transactions in India are happening through UPI. In fact, not only UPI, Umang is there, DigiLocker is there, DigiYatra is there. All of you or most of you might have been traveling by air. So have you experienced the ease of traveling through DigiYatra? DigiYatra is such a robust and wonderful system that now you have to just view the camera in the eyes and pass through the gate. It is an Indian innovation, and the UPI is being adopted across the world. In fact, right now 9 countries have adopted the UPI. Bhutan, Nepal, Mauritius, Sri Lanka, UAE, Qatar, Singapore. And now you can pay your fee for the Eiffel Tower charges through UPI. So it is saving foreign exchange reserves also. So we are now progressing very fast, but there is a need to do much more. All the people are here. You are from industry, from academia. I would say that you are the change makers. Actually, not only change maker, but the rainmaker. Rainmaker was a novel written by John Grisham in 1995. And rainmaker is the person who brings upon huge change. It is a Native American term. So you are the rainmaker. I would conclude by offering one shlok in Sanskrit for all of you. Amantram aksharam nasti, nasti moolam naushadham, ayogya purusho nasti, yojakas tatra durlabha. Amantram aksharam nasti means there is no letter that does not contain some qualities. Nasti moolam naushadham. There is no plant that does not contain some herbal properties, some medicinal value. Ayogya purusho nasti. There is no human being that does not have some qualities. But yojakas tatra durlabha. That is yojak. Manager in modern management term, leaders are rare. You people are the rare people. With your help, India is going to progress to Viksit Bharat before 2047. You have to enable this, you have to coordinate this, you have to see all the qualities and add this for India's development. Thank you very much. Thank you.